Savannah here, and I am the owner and designer dyer behind Sewlivi Dyes Yarn. Welcome to my channel. It is March 30th at 8:26 a.m. We're back at it. I have a bunch of social media that you can find me at if you want to see progress updates on anything that I'm showing, other things, my shop. So below is my shop, my website, sewlividyesyarn.com. I'll also have Instagram, and I have a personal one that shows all my updates of everything that I work on. I have a shop Instagram for any news and that I might be posting about the shop. I have a Ravelry, what else? A Facebook page that is kind of just linked to the Instagram, so it's not really that important. I feel a little funky. So yeah, welcome, hi. This is a different area than normal. If I usually film in here, I'm actually facing the window, but you can't see it because it's so bright, but it's snowing. It's snowing. Yesterday was almost 70 degrees here, which is about 20 degrees Celsius. It was really nice yesterday. Very windy, but it was nice. And now it is snowing, and it was doing like that beautiful type of snowing where it's soft and just falling, but now it's kind of blowing. But you can see my pretty plants. What was this? When did I do this? Last weekend? I think it was last week. Not this weekend we just had, but the weekend prior. I repurposed the shelf. I had this downstairs in the basement for my kids' like games and stuff in a closet. And I needed a new shelf for my plants. Well, that fuzz, what was that even? So I repurposed it, brought it up here for my beautiful plants. So I have all these little dudes. I got 3 more in the living room. So not everybody's here, but most everybody is here. These are the ones that I prefer my cats not to try to chew on, or else it'll make them sick. And then you can see some old cross stitch that that I've finished a long time ago. This is Andromeda by Mirabilia. This one is In the Arms of an Angel by Lavender and Lace. This one is Stitch Rovia's Quotes to Live By. It used to be a Sal. I don't even know if the patterns are still available on Etsy, but it's a bunch of quotes. It was really nice. And this is a diamond painting. Just the bee is diamond painting. Or, yeah, just the bee. The flowers and all that is printed on the canvas. So that's what I have there. I have other things on the wall too, but I'm not going to turn the camera. Okay, so let's get into this. If you haven't already noticed, this is a crafting channel where I talk about all the things that I craft on. I mostly knit and cross stitch. Cross stitching has taken a little bit of a break, or I should say it's been kind of on the back burner for a while. I did just start something though, so that was pretty exciting, and I'll show that to you in just a little bit. But we're gonna start with knitting, and we're gonna start with finished objects. So not the one I'm wearing, but first I got my socks finished for March, so that is good news. These are my socks. These are for March, as in for the Rainbow Socks Chronicle. The Rainbow Sock Chronicles Knit Along by So Sweet Violet and oh my gosh, something Lathe Farms. I will have everything linked below that I talk about, show here, as well as my social media links so that you can find it. But these socks were for March because March was orange or peach. Again, I am not thrilled with this color. orange, if it's going to be an orange, I prefer like golden oranges, you know, like fall type oranges. But the way that my rainbow is working up, I just felt it, I don't think a golden orange would have worked with me, but it is what it is, and they're done. It's not going to deter me from wearing them. And yeah, so I put this little, these are just regular vanilla socks with an afterthought heel, knit top down or cuff down to toe. And I put in this fancy little detail, which I believe is called a Jacob's ladder. Not entirely sure. I still have yet to work on making a pattern for this. I want to write up a pattern and have this available on my website and my Ravelry. I figured I'll probably just list it for free since it is just pretty much a basic vanilla sock with this little bit of detail. Like you would knit the sock first until the toe, and then you do that detail. So it really is just, yeah, I just gotta get on it, and I have not because procrastination. So there's that. Oh goodness. Sorry. Okay. And my other finished object is my sweater. Get up here so I can show it. I will also insert pictures in a minute, but this is the French Terry sweater by Yoni Knits. You can see that it's pretty wide. My neckline, it stretched out a lot further than it should have. And I wasn't even like, when I blocked this, I wasn't even focusing on this part. I think this was just, it happened on its own. I was focusing more on these sleeves, which have shrunk back up since washing and blocking, which is weird because when I first blocked it, it went to here, which was really nice. Again, I'll show pictures before and after blocking. Yeah, so, but it fits comfortably. It's nice oversized. It's at a length that I'm comfortable with, even if I have to, or if it does that when I'm comfortable with that. I always wear tank tops underneath my shirts, like almost everything. I wear it. It's just something I need. Sorry, I'm too old to be trying to do these things. So yeah, this is the only part because this is going to be frozen cold. I did wear this on Sunday to church because of a lot of my church members do follow me on Facebook, so they get to see the progress that I make, and they're all so sweet and compliment my work. So yeah, I wore like a thicker tank top underneath it just to keep this part warm. But yeah, that's the only bit that I'm, I guess, a little unhappy about is how much this stretched out on me. I don't know. So it's an all over honeycomb pattern. If you are new here and have not seen previous videos where I talk about this, it is the honeycomb pattern with this option to fade in some Surrey alpaca. If you'd like, I mean, you don't have to use this. You can use a different color yarn. You don't have to use any alternating yarns. But I used, this is Knit Picks Special Reserve Alpaca Bloom, which is 95% alpaca, 5% nylon. And this is in the winter white colorway. And I held 2 strands double. It was very difficult to knit this bit. It's very sticky to itself. And doing the texture was not easy, but I managed and got through. This yarn is Andromeda sock yarn in Bloomin' Bloomers. It is just a 75-25% merino nylon blend. And yeah, I love it. What else did I want to say? Oh, Susan said that she is hoping to release this pattern on Saturday, April 3rd. So I will try to remember to link it when it goes live in this video. But I'll also post it on like Instagram and everywhere else I can think to post that this is live. So yeah, that is that. And this, like, I bet you it'd be really good for the summer, because when I wore it on Sunday, it was a bit breezy and the air goes right through this texture. So it'd probably be good for a warm spring day. But yeah, what else? Those are my only two finishes. What's next? On Sunday, I took, since my socks were done, I took my northeasterly blanket to church to work on. And I've already moved the marker since on Monday I took it to pick up the kids, the carpool line. So I probably shouldn't have moved it, but I probably did about, let's get right in front, probably did from here up to this marker at church. It wasn't too much. And then in the carpool line, it finally moved to the next colorway. So I have a magic knot cake that I made of all these smaller scraps that I have. I have so many like skeins that are 30 plus grams, so those would be too big, but this is what I have so far. I do not work on this very often, but I thought, hey, I don't have a sock I need to work on, so we can do Scrappy Sunday. So this one, I don't know who or what this is. It was just a random scrap given to me a couple of years ago. This purple one is by Dietastic on Etsy, and it was her Sansa colorway. This beautiful one, I love this one. This is a Spectacular Yarns, and it's probably called Tequila Sunrise. It was from her it was part of the Swapless swap that the K of Crazy Sock Lady did, and Jen Spectacular Yarns dyed up all the colorways. This was part of that. And then this one is also Spectacular Yarns. This one is the Blue Springs colorway. There was quite a bit in my cake. And then the red one is, I believe this one's a Homespun House by, is her name Molly? Homespun House. I bought it was like a mini mystery pack of 5 gram minis or something like that. So that's the next color. I am just knitting this until I'm happy with the length of it, and then I will join on the next, a next round. So I'm just very slowly working at this. I'm just using 2 DPNs. I would love to get signatures, like a pair of 7-inch signatures, but I just cannot wrap my head around the price for a single pair of needles. I can't find 7 or, like less than 10-inch needles anywhere except there. So single point. So, I mean, I would love to get them for that project, because that's going to be a long going project. But again, that price is crazy. What else? Oh, one other whip, I guess, that I'm focusing on. This one is another test knit. All right, let's get this out of the way. I'll show that in a minute. This one is by Tiff Nealon of Tiff Handmade. I don't know, it doesn't say on here. Tiff Hand Knits. I always say handmade, but it's Tiff Hand Knits. Tiff Nealon. I love her patterns. So this one is called the Wanderer Pullover. And this one's actually already available. This test knit is actually just to test the updates that she put in here. I believe she has updated the sizes just slightly, and added more sizes. So yeah, I don't know what other changes were made, but this is going on so far. I believe the update will be released sometime in May, mid-May. But I had the original pattern. My husband just texted me. He says it's snowing down at his work now. Yeah, it's really sticking out there. I already had the original pattern, and I had the yarn to make it. I just had been procrastinating on making it, so I got lucky, saw this was going to be a test knit and was selected. I love it. So there's a herringbone collar, herringbone cuffs, and the option to do a herringbone hem at the bottom. You can also make this sweater asymmetric, but there's no like images. There's no, not even like a schematic like drawing to show me what that would look like. I don't know if that means one side's longer than the other. I mean, that would be my guess. But there's no, yeah, just the only schematic is the straight across one. There's no pictures. I even went on Ravelry to look at like old pictures from the original pattern and I couldn't tell. So yeah, and also you can change this herringbone hem to a twisted rib if you need more stretch in the hip area, I guess. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I love the herringbone stitch. Like, I love it a lot. And this is not the first time I've done it either. But, so yeah, I'm working on that. I have given myself a goal to finish the raglan increases and split for the sleeves before April 1st. So I have today and tomorrow. Yesterday when I was working on this, I forgot there was an extra day to March and was like, oh, I gotta get this done. I'm pretty close, so I'm confident that I can as long as I don't procrastinate too much. But let's see, this is the front, this is where I'm at. Oh, that's hard to see, huh? Well, the yarn is black, so I did have to get to move to a bigger cable, and it's still pretty scrunched on there, but that's okay. The yarn for this sweater that I am using is not available. I am sorry, but this yarn, this black yarn, this is a Knit Picks Special Reserve, I believe. Yeah, okay. Special Reserve Arcadia DK weight is Condor Black. This is a 60% fine merino wool, 25% baby alpaca, and 15% dongle tweed. It's really soft. It barely has a whoa. Oh, that's not mine. Okay. I thought the needle holders came off. It does have a very slight twist, but when I knit with it, it does like to poof up a bit and get kind of splitty, so I have to be careful with that. Yeah, what can I say about it? The herringbone collar. It has a slip stitch detail on the front and the back, and then on the sleeves it's just straight stockinette. So it's super soft. This is gonna be super warm. Oops, that's the back. Yeah, this is where I was, I think maybe the last time I showed you, so I'll have to move that again. Yep, getting there. This green yarn that I'm using, this was a hand dyed specifically for me. I got this in a wool swap in November. Well, I signed up in November. I got the package in December. Yes? No, it was December. Got it in January, early January. So my partner dyed this specifically for me because I like neon greens. I do. I love deep greens and neon greens, and so this is beautiful. It's hard to show, but there's bits of like blue and deep green in here, some black. It's fantastic. The base that she used though is this Cloudborne Fibers. It's a superwash merino worsted. Yeah. And she did this. So I thought that I could use this for the cuffs of this sweater, but then I thought, how fun would it be to use the cast on in this as well, just to give it a little bit more detail. So yeah, I think it looks beautiful. Just gotta get this going, right? I should put a yarn cake on that since that's just sitting in there getting messed around, right? I made this yarn cake for myself. It's Daenerys Targaryen. That's just the first ball. It's getting pretty squished. Okay, what next? a few more yarny things, then the cross stitch, and then makes. So, okay. So this one I'm gonna have to add photos too, but I can show you the finished bit. I like to watch Chem Knits here on YouTube. She is a chemist who dyes yarn, and it's very fun to just see what she comes up with. So a couple of videos ago, probably maybe 10 plus videos ago, she did a experiment with some lollipops, like the swirled kind of lollipops, and a sock blank. So I'm going to add photos as I'm talking probably. She used the lollipops to dye the yarn, and I loved the outcome. Like when she undid the sock blank, I thought it was beautiful. So I had to do it myself. When I went to Party City a couple weeks ago so my son could pick out his birthday balloons, I noticed that they carry those specific lollipops that she used, and they were inexpensive, and you get a lot of them. And so I got those, and then I went and ordered the sock blank recently. It was pretty expensive for a sock blank, so I was debating if I should just knit my own, but I was like, that's gonna take forever. I don't want to knit a sock blank. So I bit the bullet, bought the thing, got it, and then just procrastinated on actually doing the project. But I did it yesterday, and it was fun, and it was easy, and I kind of wish that I would have saved the rest of the lollipops, because I only needed to use one side. There was so much pigment on one side of the lolly that I could have saved them and used the other side for something else. Like, I wouldn't have bought another sock blank, but I'm wondering if I could have laid out just a regular skein of yarn and stuck them on there carefully, and how that would have turned out. So, but those suckers are pretty inexpensive. Maybe I can get them again. But yeah, anyways, so I showed pictures. It was quick and easy. And then last night, my daughter and we each wound a ball, because the sock blank is double knit. So 50 grams each, which is great. So this is the ball she wound, and then this was the one I did, and then I turned it into a hank or a skein, because 50 grams is enough for me to make one pair of socks. So I have 2 pairs of socks. Yay! Look at how gorgeous this is so fantastic. So I'm curious. I mean, considering the sock blank was wide and at a bigger gauge, so I don't think if I knit into socks that it's going to give me clumps of color, but it could. So I'm thinking I might have to use this one and cast on relatively soon. Just an extra pair of socks, just to see what happens, because look at how fun. So much fun. So it's got, obviously the little, it looks like noodles when you're unwinding undoing the sock blank. My daughter's like, this is so cool. And she did a fantastic job. It's the first time she ever wrapped yarn into a ball. It's her first time ever. Obviously it was a little bit of struggle at the beginning, because it was so small, but she got the hang of it real quick, and I'm so proud of her. So yeah. That's it. Oh, and then, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Next month, April, is almost here, and so I need to, I've been thinking about my April socks for the Rainbow Sock Chronicle knit along, and then the color is yellow, and so I had like 2 options. I have this more golden yellow, just solid color, that I bought for a pair of socks 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I did try knitting those socks up before I started knitting socks, and I struggled and I sucked at it, and so I didn't do it. And I was like, well, maybe now is the time. But then I was thinking about it, and I saw a pattern that I really liked, And I have this colorway in my shop. This one is called Sun Shower. So it's yellow, blue, and black. Yeah. So a little bit of gray too, I guess, because the black, you know, shifted, moved around. So I have this one, which has a bit of yellow in it. And then the pattern calls for like these little details. So I'm thinking I could put this with it and it'd still be enough yellow. For the pattern, I don't know what the pattern's called. Avler, Avler. It's in the book 52 Weeks of Sock, but you can also find the pattern specifically or just by itself on Ravelry. And I thought it was beautiful, so I'm gonna attempt this for April, and I'm hoping it's enough yellow. I'm hoping it's enough yellow. So there is one more skein of this in my shop right now, which I'll go ahead and go into shop news real quick because I forgot about that. I'm currently having a spring sale. It is almost over. Tomorrow will be the last day for the spring sale. All my ready to ship yarn is marked 40% off. It's already marked down. You don't have to use a coupon code for that. You just put whatever you want in the cart. And if you spend $75 or more, it's free shipping. I wanted to get all my old colorways out. They had been languishing for a while, and the sale has been very successful. And I'm hoping to possibly dye up some new colorways. There will be some that I'll bring back, just not all of them. And this probably won't be one of them. So there's only one skein left, and I don't think I'm going to bring this one back. But I'm hoping this month I can do some new colorways, get those up in the shop. And yeah, there's also a buy two, get one free accessories code. If you use spring sale, you can get, you know, one free if you buy two. So that's available. Big shop update news. I'm gonna do an advent, Christmas advent, I guess you could say. I'm pretty excited about it. I've thought about this for a little while now. I think I'm going to do a woodland creature theme, possibly. It's going to be more, you know, things you can find in the forest. Because it's not all woodland creatures. There'll be other like forest details, obviously trees and you know what else you can find. I don't want to give too much of it away. So I just wanted to give you a quick like rundown of what I'm thinking. It'll be 24 minis, one full skein with a few little bits of extras that I can come up with to throw in there. I'm thinking maybe I should have a second option where it's a little bit cheaper. But I'm not entirely sure if it should be like a 12 Days of Christmas or 24, you know, minis and not the full skein. I'm not sure yet. I don't think there'll be a pattern in there, but you never know. I mean, it's a long time before I might get an idea and create a pattern. If there is no pattern, I will, you know, that'll be announced later on. It won't be a fade. It's just going to be themed on what can be found in a forest, because I've never done a fade, so I don't know how easy or difficult that is. So yeah, I'm thinking pre-orders will start in April. April 16th will be the day that the pre-orders go live. And if it's pretty successful, if it sells out, maybe I'll do a second pre-order in early May in case, you know, you miss it and you want it, kind of thing. And that'll be it. And then it'll ship late October, early November. And yeah, so look forward to that. Okay, guys, I'm kind of excited. Like, I'm honestly pretty excited, and I wish that I could just start right now kind of thing. But it's too early. I mean, it's too early to like start dyeing and stuff like that. It's for the holidays, right? So cross stitch. I was watching Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. I don't watch her very often, so I don't remember what her first name is. But she was showing some things that she was working on. She finished this one. It was a beautiful, like, little lady sitting on a sewing machine, like a vintage sewing machine. I was like, wow, that's really cute. I wonder what other kind of ladies that, you know, the designer had. So, thankfully, you know, she said the name of the shop on Etsy, and I was able to go look, and there's quite a few. So there's a sewing girl, a cross-stitching girl, just a fabric, like, girl, and then of course there's a knitting girl, which is the one I was looking for. So the shop is called Little Room in the Attic. It's on Etsy, and this is Knitting Girl. I thought she was so cute. So there's two versions. So she has the light skinned, and she does give you the pattern for the dark skinned girl, which is pretty awesome that she already includes that, so you don't have to think if you want to change the skin tone. It's already charted for you. So I really like that. And I started it, which is crazy because I hadn't started anything since August 1st of 2020. But it was cute enough to start. That's the light. Ooh, that's what I've done so far. Not too much. There is a lot of back stitching in this, so it's gonna look weird at first. But I'm pretty excited about this. I wish I could get a little bit more time in to focus on this, because I feel like this would be a pretty quick stitch. It's 70 stitches wide by 111 stitches tall. I'm working mine on a 28 count, just white. Oh, Jobelin. It's right there. I figured it was a Jobelin because that's what I prefer. I would have preferred to knit this 1/1, but I wasn't sure if that would work with all the back stitching. It's been a while since I've done, you know, cross stitch, so I almost felt like I was brand new again, trying to figure out the size of my fabric and just making sure that I have everything correct, kind of thing. So yeah, I couldn't remember if doing 1/1 would still work with all the back stitch, considering, you know, I like 1/1. It would have made it super tiny. But yeah, what else can I say? Nothing. Again, it's Little Room in the Attic on Etsy. We got a lot of cute, like watercolor style. A lot of the stuff's back stitch heavy, like very back stitch heavy. So yeah, okay, we're going over. I'm going to be editing, hopefully. I had some fabric that I wanted to turn into bigger, like, knitting bags, knitting project bags. I have a lot of, like, smaller bags. They don't work very well for sweater knitting. They can start in them, but they cannot be finished in them. I usually have to transfer them to something else. Like this sweater, I actually kept in my old diaper bag from my son. Like I sewed a diaper bag for myself for when I was pregnant with Troy. And now I use that for like sweater knitting. And then I have one other like big bag, which is technically like a purse, that I have a different sweater in. And I'm like, I need like big bags. So I was searching for quite a while, trying to find, and I kind of wanted like a zipper top. I just knew I didn't want a drawstring. There's nothing wrong with drawstring. I'm just not I don't want all drawstring. I do like zipper. I like when my bags are nice and flat. Again, let me just grab this. When I can keep my bags nice and flat like this, so I can see the fabric. I made this one a while back, 2019 probably. Yeah. Anyways, so I was searching all the patterns that I could find for like zipper top. They weren't big enough. They just did not get big enough for sweater knitting. And so I was like searching online, just looking for like maybe free zipper pouch type patterns. And then I was going to try to figure out how to size it up as best as I could. I came across this one website blog type thing, and it had 2 different zipper pouches, 2 different sizes, and a tote bag. And I really liked the look of the tote bag. I'm like, that's not exactly what I was going for, but that could work. So I did sew up one in a different fabric, but I can't show that because that is a gift for someone. But that's the first one I did, and it turned out perfect. And I loved it so much, I was like, yes, I need to make a bunch of those for myself. So I had this fabric. I had to go to Joann's to get the contrasting and the handles and lining fabric. But I already had this fabric. I found this one. This is on Etsy. I believe if they do carry it, it's Fabric Utopia. And they had this. I love this so much. So that's the bag in whole. So I have just some straps. I did put a snap on this one, but I don't know how well it's gonna work. And then it has the box bottom with some fuzz on it. And a yellow, because I couldn't tell which one I wanted. If I wanted red, yellow, gray, this navy, like it's a gray navy color. That's what I did. And I love it. These things are huge. You can stick like a whole skein. Fits, let's see if I can, perfectly. Like you can shove so much in this. It's nothing fancy. There's no pockets. There's nothing, like I said, there's no closure. I did add the snap as like a test, just to see, but the snap kind of got a little damaged in the process. But yeah, so just a bag, which is good enough for me. And so I made that one, and now it's like, all right, let's make this other one then with my leftover office fabric. And this one I just used cream color so it can match my needle case that I made out of the same fabric. The interior is just white as well. And this one's actually holding my, what's this one? The Wanderer Pullover by Tiffany Lynn. So there's plenty of room in there. I could probably put all the balls of yarn in there for this, but I'm not going to, just because that gets in the way. There's no snap on this one. Yeah, I wish I was knowledgeable enough to add a zipper, but I just can't figure it out. I mean, I'm sure it's really easy. I could probably just sew a zipper to this without having to try to hide it in between the layers and, you know, not make it too fancy. But again, that's an extra step I don't want to do. So yeah, I really love these. These are nice and big and perfect for sweaters. Especially the sweaters that use like a chunkier yarn. But yeah, so I made those two. And I think I might, well, no, I shouldn't make any more. I don't need all the bags. So yeah. Yeah, okay. It's 41 minutes. All right, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video and seeing my updates on all this stuff. I hope you enjoyed some of it. I hope you're excited about the Advent like I am, because it's gonna be fun. Yeah, So have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.